There we go. Should be working now, I think. Let's see. What's that? Never a live stream without a little bit of a technical difficulty. Right, let's get on. So what was I going to do? Jump in the 6R. And go and do some baiting. Let's wait for people to catch up. Where did I leave the bailer? Up here. Right. Let's go. Hello Montana, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us. Some slight technical hitches at the beginning. Pretty standard for one of my live streams now, really. Just on Maypole Farm, so we're just going to go and do a little bit of straw baling. And once a couple more people jump in, I'll show off what I wanted to show off. So... let's get this thing going. How you doing, Montana? You okay? There we go. We're off. Yeah, we're all good, thank you. All good. All good. Nice to be back doing a live. Been meaning to do one for a few weeks now, just not at the time. So, do another one again on Friday with The Apprentice this time, on Riverview. A little bit earlier probably. About 7ish, hopefully, you're about. That'd be cool. So this is the straw that I left over from the harvest I did on the last episode on Maypole here, so I'm just gonna pretty much carry on from the back of that episode, get all the stuff that I was going to get done off camera done tonight. When a few people jump in and the guy whose mod I want to show off is on board, I'll get stuck into a bit of that. Show off my brand new chrome round baler as well. It's nice. Let's go. So how's the weather been where you are, Montana? It's been absolutely cooking here last few days. Just been lovely. Proper Welsh summer for a change. On to Headland 2. Let's turn automatic drop off, shall we? Z. There we go, much better. Right, okay, so you're over in the States here. Whereabouts in the States are you then? It's been unusually hot here, even for June, which hopefully is a sign of things to come for the summer. Ah, hence the name, I suppose. Yeah, silly question, really. Well done, Welsh. I don't know. Sometimes I even surprise myself. It was Samai, Hugh Jones, Sadaki. Thanks for joining us, mate. Good to see you. Hope all is good in your part of God's country. Hey Tyson, how you doing, buddy? Okay, all good here, thank you very much. Fairly short, well, hour-ish live stream for tonight, nothing too long. How are you doing anyway? Thanks for joining us. This is my Maple Farm save for you guys who've missed the beginning. Just running off the back of the end of episode 1. So this is the field that we harvested. Just getting the straw up. A few more people jump in, and like I said to Montano, once the mod is here for the mod I want to show off, I'll get into a little bit of that. I'll probably jump back into this, might even get the harvester going on the field opposite the road, up the road there. Just jump on these up and down roads now as we're going, I think. Good man, Hugh, good man. Hope you're not suffering the Welsh summer heat too much down where you are. Borderline tropical up here in the north of Wales. So spin it round, head back down here, I think. And get to the bottom here, I'm going to start the harvester off on that other field. Be the best plan. Just stick that on a course play course, I think. You endorse it, Tyson, okay. It matters really where you are in the UK at the minute. It's still hotter than usual. Not that I'm complaining, I don't mind the heat at all. We're just not used to it, are we? I don't think as Brits are built for the heat the same. Right, one more rope. Hey, how you doing, buddy? You okay? Thanks for joining us, mate. It's good to see you. All as well with you. Sorry about the minor technical difficulties at the beginning, but I don't think it'd really be a live stream by me if there wasn't some sort of hiccup at the beginning. I clicked the go live button on YouTube in exactly the same way as I normally do, and it went error, can't do that, start again. So I did. I best turn my beacons off in my own field, otherwise someone will shout. According to Farmer Hamish, if you use beacons in your own field, you are regarded as a tourist. Every day's a school day. Right, let's get down to the bottom of this row. Too damn hot. Is it ever too damn hot in the UK? Should make the most of it. Could start snowing at any point. Hey Welshie, how you doing? Up here in North Wales, yeah, not far from me probably. Whereabouts in North Wales are you from? No, this isn't Martin's new map, this is my Maypole Farm save. I spoke to Martin earlier, over the weekend, and I was going to run this on Martin's map, but it's not quite ready yet. I don't know if any of you saw Farmer Sim's early access preview earlier. You mentioned on that it will be ready for release this coming weekend, which is cool. Unfold this. So he's going to have his own itch page set up for that, so that'll be cool. Keep an eye out for that. It'll be posted in Farmer Sim's Discord group, and I'll stick a link up in mine as well if anybody wants to grab it from there. Just head round this corner, I'll chuck this on a courseplay course, and we'll get back onto getting that straw up. Right then, get to use my new Stream Deck as well. I've got loads of fancy buttons on my Stream Deck that I've customised. Courseplay. Here we go. 2 headlands. And down here we go, land on this. Let's go. I should do that. So, to give you an idea, I have been tinkering with the graphics settings again, but I have also had a problem. I've had to do a reinstall, so I'm currently only running version 1.9 rather than 1.9.0.1 until I hear back off Giants, because the game keeps telling me I need to do an update, but then it won't let me update. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But anyway, it's not quite as optimised as it should be. We're doing alright, so let's jump out of here, let that run now on courseplay, and we'll head back up here. Not been on for a while, so no. Okay. Conway. Ah, okay. Conway is literally 45 minutes up the road from me, up the coast. I'm in Denbighshire, so not far from you at all, mate. Chris Perry, good evening, my friend. How are you? Thanks for joining me, mate. Hope all is well with you. Right then, let's get a bit more of the straw up, and then I'll go through what I was going to show off. Yeah, it's taking a bit of tinkering the graphics on this, to be fair, just to get them back sort of running as smoothly as they were. The latest patch update for 9.0.1 is a lot more optimised than this one, so suffering a few little bugs, but nothing major. Don't know if any of you guys caught my first episode, but if you want to go on a quick spin in flight mode around the farm, let me know and I'll jump in, show the farm setup that I've built. I am going to be getting this sorted, ready for release, and I'll put the save game up in my Discord group. If you want to join the Discord channel, there's a link in the description. Oh no, there won't be now actually, because I've changed it, but I will post one in the link for after this, if you're not already a member. Thank you very much, Chris. Much appreciated. It's been quite a roller coaster the last couple of months since we started this channel off, and I'm really humbled by the response and the positive feedback that we've had, and we've had a lot of fun. So like I said to Montana, we will be running another live on Friday, myself and the apprentice over on Riverview, for an hour and a half on there, catching up on that. So that'll be about 7 o'clock Friday. Feel free to join us, that'll be cool. Get some people along for a Friday night. The apprentice is off to bed tonight, so it's just me. Had a busy weekend at his first ever football tournament, which he did absolutely amazing at. And yeah, school day. Can't be up too late on a school day. No, Chris, no, he's gone to bed, mate. He's only 7. Little bit too late for him on a school night. Although he's more likely upstairs watching, I would have thought. Yeah, he did well, thanks, Chris. Yeah, really well. They came 3rd out of 7 in their group, so they didn't get through to the knockouts, but a good chunk of the team, it was their first ever football competition. So, you know, to even gel like that after a couple of training sessions and play that well and just get stuck in, because it was an all age primary school competition, so right from year 2 to year 6. Yeah, they did really well. Fair play. Really proud. We've got another one coming up in a few weeks, which is just years 1, 2 and 3, so be a little bit more of a level playing field for him, that. I will do, Montana, thank you very much. I'll let him know in the morning. How are we getting on with these bales? We're getting there now, I think. I will flick back over into that harvester in a minute, make sure it isn't parked in a hedge somewhere, which wouldn't surprise me. Is he a Wolves fan? Oof, no. No. He's not a Liverpool fan either, thankfully. I'm going to whisper this. He's a Man City fan. Ugh. God, pains me to say that. Now, to get to the bottom of this row, and I will jump out to see how that harvester's getting on. Yeah, so going back to Martin's map, if you wanted a bit more of an update since my early preview, go and check out Farmer Sim's latest video that came out tonight. It's got a slightly more up-to-date version than the one I was taking a look at. Looks absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to get started on that. Well, he's still going around, so he must be doing alright. Starting on the second headland now, so ideal. Right, let's get back into JD. Get this baling finished. My money's gone up a little bit since the end of the last episode because I went off and did a couple of mowing contracts. We are in need of a bale trailer and some sort of bale fork. I'm not quite sure what to get yet. I've been trying to run different machinery on different saves and things like that, so the idea with this one is to make it a bit more British in a sort of practice really for when Garth Farm's released and I can get going on that properly. Try and make that as British machinery, British orientated as possible. And maybe even try and use some of the machinery I see in my local area. That'd be quite cool. I tried telling him that Tyson, Man City are no good, but he won't listen. Sometimes I wonder it's just he supports anybody that Dad doesn't like. A row over there, these 2 rows here. I think we're pretty much done now. So what I'm probably going to do, well, I'm going to need to get a trailer sorted soon anyway and go and empty that harvester, so I'll get these bales done, drop the baler back and just pick the trailer up and go and empty the harvester, I think. Babysit the harvester for a bit. And then in the meantime, if everybody's keen, I'll jump into flight mode and we'll go and have a spin around the farm. Go up this one, down the one on the edge, and we are done. It's got the round baler extension mod running on this, which is really cool. It allows automatically slows down the tractor during the last 5% of the fill of a baler so that you don't overrun, and it stops you automatically, so even if I keep my thumb on the throttle, it doesn't go anywhere. You can see it there on the screen, and then as soon as the bale's released, off we go. Means you can run cruise control on it and you don't have to worry about overrunning the end of the swath. If you can hear any weird whining noises in the background, our fur mussel is not very happy tonight because I haven't taken him out for a wander because it's too hot, so he's lying by the side of me moaning. Have we got any spring barley? As in on the save, you mean, Chris, or in my local area? I try and keep up with what the farmers are up to around here because I know most of them, so if we ever want to go and watch a harvest or a forager or whatever, keep an eye on them. They're really good around here as well. But just turn up when you head to someone's field with the apprentice, stop and have a chat and whatever, or let me fly my drone. That was quite cool. 80%. I think I'm going to unload this bale. Oh, actually, no, I won't. I'll leave it in because I'm going to be baling straw next anyway, so I might even leave the bale on the side of the field here. Evening, Oz. How you doing, buddy? You okay? Thanks for joining me, my friends. Hope all's well with you. There we go. Let's drop that. And let's go and get a trailer. Back with my beacons on before anybody shouts. How narrow this lane is down here. I like it. Right, so what I'll do is I'll go and empty this harvester so it doesn't stop, and then I'll jump in flight mode and take it for a quick spin around the farm here. Because this is actually what would be the start farm here on Maypole. And typically I've taken all the buildings away and built myself a new farm. Not because there's anything wrong with the original one, just because it's kind of what I like doing. Get as much enjoyment out of doing that than I do actually playing the game. So, oh, is he waiting for me? It looks like he is. How's that for timing? So if everybody had a good weekend, anybody get up to anything interesting over the weekend? Or was it just a case of making the most of the sunshine? When am I saying from Maypole will be out? Save from Maypole. Hopefully this week. It's basically a case of me just duplicating the save, removing all the mods that I know I'm not using on it, just to whittle down the size of the mod file, and then getting it uploaded onto Dropbox. Hopefully this week, Tyson. Keep an eye on my Discord because it'll be posted in there, so as soon as it's up I'll let you know. Chris Perry, yes I am on Maple, mate, yeah. I said a bit earlier on I was hoping to do it on Garth Farm, but after speaking to Martin it's not quite ready, so I thought I'd jump in here and do it on this instead. So right, well let's jump out of here. I've been using the custom logos mod as well. What do you think? I've been branding up. The only problem is I get carried away, now there's stickers everywhere. Right, so let's jump into flight mode then. And go for a quick spin round the farm. So as I was saying, this is the starter farm. The only thing that's left original is the actual house. Everything else I've removed, changed, swapped round. I have also got a pre-built auto drive route for it now, which I've started adapting for this farm because I had to remove all of the nodes for the standard stuff. That'll be included in my download pack for it. And then this field here, for some reason I think it was classed as a meadow, so it wasn't fully recognised as a field, so I've ploughed it all up and replanted grass in it because I want to keep it as a grass meadow. So this is the farm here. I've got some sheep over here. I've got a cow barn here with a big meadow off it, and then we've got our cow barn here, which is just a cow barn, there's no meadow off the back of that. And then our silo, and then some storage sheds. Tried to make it look as British as I can. Some pallet storage and things like that in here. Let's drop down. All of our grasswork stuff goes in here. Our garage. Some machinery that I can't fit in the sheds goes there. Big slurry tank. Fertilizer tanks. TMR mixer. And some more storage. Mineral feed storage. Bale storage sheds. Lime factory. Big silage clamp, which I'll be using soon, hopefully. Oop, fly through a building. And then one of two bale storage areas. It is not a British map if you don't have round bales covered in silage wrap stacked up somewhere on the farm. And that's some of the machinery we've got. Weeder and plough in there, some more grasswork stuff, forage wagon, and this is where our harvester lives. So yeah, all good. Maypole is a good map, Chris. Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. Oh, and another thing, it's typically British and Welsh. Some Ivor Williams trailers. One there, livestock trailer. Another one here. Now a Land Rover with an Ivor Williams hardtop on the back. Those Ivor Williams things are made not far from here, so I couldn't really do a British map without them. Thanks, Chris. Much appreciated. I'm glad you like it. If you're a PC player, you'll be able to download the save game for this. Like I said, hopefully within a week. Going back to your custom badges, that is a mod by Arrow. Same guy who's done realistic weather, realistic livestock, and a number of other script type mods. So it works like that, and basically what you do is you go into your shop, and when you purchase something you can place your own sticker or logo or anything on it. You can resize it, reposition it, and all that sort of stuff. Takes a bit of fettling and a little bit of getting used to, but it's really cool. I love it. Let's scroll across, and so as you can see here, jump back out of there, they're on different planes. So you've got one here on the side of the trailer, it's as flat as I can get it on that plane, and then you've got another one on the top of the weight box here, so again it's on a different plane. The only downside to it at the moment, which I'm sure is going to come out in a in an update. If I tip this trailer, this sticker here stays where it is even when the trailer tips. So you end up with them just sort of hanging in the air a little bit, but I'm sure that's something Arrow's going to work on. Either that, or it's a skill issue on my part, and that's why it doesn't work properly, which is quite possible. Thanks, Montana. Glad you like it. Did enjoy building that farm. Right then, so I tell you what we're going to do. Let's jump into the menu and we'll have a look at what I was going to show everybody. There's two parts to this. One part is this, which again, if you're a PC player, is a UK crop calendar. This is something I'm going to bring into all of my UK crops, my UK maps, I should say. End up swapping a load of files over from your standard to this version, which, as you can see here, it gives you 2 planting windows for barley, canola, which is oilseed rape. Doesn't change a number of things. Corn slightly different. Sorry. Things like cotton and anything else that we don't grow in the UK stays the same. Oats gives you 2 windows for that. And then you've got sorghum. Soybeans is slightly different. And then wheat, again, it gives you one short one for spring wheat and another longer one for winter wheat, which is really cool. Just again, makes things a little bit more realistic. PC hasn't come, been delayed by a few days. I'm counting down. Yeah, I know that feeling, Chris. When I ordered mine, I kept watching for a delivery report until it arrived, and then realised that I hadn't got a monitor for it, and everything else hadn't arrived. So I feel you there. Right, so that's the first bit. Second bit comes in here, which is the weather side of things. Now, I'm just going to Alt-Tab to another page here so I can read some stuff. So this is by a modder called K Griffin. Now what this is basically a set of realistic temperatures, they're called. He is also going to be bringing out a set of realistic calendars, crop calendars, to match an individual country. So, for example, at the moment you've got Canada. I'm just reading these off another page in case you're wondering where I'm looking. Upper USA, Mid USA, Lower USA, the Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, the Ukraine, Italy, 2 parts of Ireland. There's an individual one for Wales, England, Scotland. There's Poland, Czech Republic, and he's working on a load of other ones. So, you know, I quite like little things that make the game a little bit more realistic and a little way of customizing stuff, especially when it comes to making content. Having these little things that make it a little bit different per map, I find fantastic. Just delves you down a little bit deeper into the immersion side of things. Just, yeah. So I stumbled across these on a Discord group, got in touch with the modder and asked him if he minded sending me the Welsh one a little bit earlier than its release, and he has done. So these bits of weather here are actually from the Welsh version. I know I'm not on a Welsh map. That was kind of why I was hoping it to be the way it was, but never mind. We are where we are. And I didn't have enough time to swap over to the Irish one for Maypole, because Maypole is loosely based on an Irish map. But what he's done here, I'm going to read a bit more off here. So these are all in their beta version at the moment for each region. And again, like I said, they are going to come with their own crop calendars in time. So what he does is he chooses 3 cities that are spread apart in the country or region and records the last 3 years of highs and lows within the weather. It takes the averages and uses them to reconfigure the temperature settings in the environment XML. For the second beta version of each region, he takes those 3 cities and records the amount of days of each type of precipitation, and then gets the amount of days without precipitation from that. He then uses a weight formula he's put together and the averages he gets from recording the information to calculate the weight, the sun, cloud, rain, snow and hail, etc. The first stable version of each region, I use Google to find some seasons for each crop for the region, and he's working on those. And once all the information is recorded, he edits each type of crop XML, and then the files reflect it. So that's what I'm saying about the custom crop calendars, like you can see here. This isn't his, this is a different one I've implemented because he hadn't got his version's ready. I just wanted to show you what it would look like or something similar with the built-in weather. So that's how it works. That's what it's going to give you in comparison to how your standard weather would work. And again, it's just about being more detailed and a little bit more realistic, you know, a little bit more immersive. So I was just going to check on this harvester. I thought he may have stopped. But let's go and empty him, shall we? Jump into cab view. He's going to be coming. I'll go down the bottom here and I'll meet him on the way back up, I think. They use black silage wrap down your way as well. Oh yeah, weirdly enough, a mixture of black and green silage wrap, sometimes at the same time. So they have like striped silage bales, which are quite funny. I think you can get some silage wrappers now that have got like a dual wrapping system on them. So what that allows them to do is put 2 different colours on, and then you come out with 2 different shades of green, or a black and a green, or whatever. Black and a white one I saw the other day. It's quite funny. Evening, Farmer Sim. Hope you're well, my friend. Just finished watching your early access preview of Garth Farm. I was telling the other guys to go and watch it if they get a chance. If they want to get an idea of what that's going to look like. It looks incredible, that map, doesn't it, to be fair? It's going to be so cool. And thank you very much, Farmerson. Yeah, it's been cool the last few months. Really enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed, like, you know, editing stuff and making videos and editing pictures and that kind of thing. But so when The Apprentice sort of told me we were making a YouTube channel and my new computer was coming, I thought, well, yeah, okay, give that a go. Just thought I'll give it a little bit of time, see how we get on. Well, that was good timing. Full grain tank. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's been really cool. I knew he was going to do that. Right. Jump out of cab view for this. So, but it continues. That's the main thing. I mean, if the enjoyment keeps coming, I'll keep going. It's as simple as that. If everyone gets as much out of it as I do, then fantastic. All I can do, really. Hey, Dax, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. Another content creator I really need to catch up on. I think I'm about 3 or 4 episodes behind on your latest series. Yeah, do you know what? I was watching, talking with other content creators, I was watching Scroff's Real Farmhand yesterday, and he was talking to the guy that he works for about harvesting grass and which ones are used for hay, which ones are used for silage. And I found it really interesting that, and quite fascinating. The farmer knew exactly which fields were going to be best for hay because of the amount of clover in each field, everything else. And it was just like, it kind of blew my mind a little bit, really. I know that these guys know the area like the back of their hand, but it was like, oh yeah, we use this field because it's got more of this in it, it's got more clover in it, and it's got some of this in it. We use those fields for silage because of this. And yeah, if they could bring something like that into the game, that would be even cooler. But it's kind of hard to draw the line between... I've just crashed. Standard. Skill issues. It's kind of hard to draw the line between keeping it open to everybody to choose without going too realistic and putting some people who just want to jump on the game, play for an hour, turn it off, kind of thing. If that makes sense. But yeah, little things like that. If a mod or someone came up with a mod where different fields had different types of grass in and things like that, that would be quite impressive. So I make this turn. Stop and read the chat for a sec. All good here if you ignore the 32-degree heat wave. This is summer, Dex. I don't know why you're complaining, because next week it's going to be snowing. It is up here in Wales anyway, I would have thought. We have 1 week of sun and then it snows. Users episode 1 of the new series out today. Oh, outstanding. I will check that out after. No problem. That's cool. So yeah, for anybody who's looking to download those realistic temperatures, I will put a link to KS Griffith's itch page in my Discord channel a little bit later on, and then he's going to load, I think he's loaded most of the European ones, or Eastern European ones. He's got the British ones to load up, he's working on the rest. And like I said, they're all still in the beta versions, so they won't be having their custom crop calendars just yet, but they'll be out fairly shortly, I would imagine. So all I've done is just, like I said, I've just added in, how's that one getting on? So that's good. I've just added in the UK crop calendar that I found downloaded a few weeks back that I was experimenting with. There we go. So how are we doing here? Time, quarter hour, 20 minutes or so. News. And I will complain with the snow next week because I'm British. Yeah, standard. We never find a middle ground, do we, as people who live in any part of Britain? It's either too hot, too cold, too sunny, too wet, too windy. Yeah, I get that. Makes me chuckle. And if you're Scottish and slightly ginger, like Farmer Sim, you love it even more. I know he's a massive fan of the hot weather. Get a bit more out of this, I think. Should be able to keep going, and it will more likely finish if I follow this row down to the bottom. I'll probably park the trailer up somewhere and then go and get the baler again. So where is your new series on then, Dex? Where have you decided to do, what map are you on? That's a better way of putting it. Preferred track to make. Mine, definitely fast tracks, 100%. The Apprentice, New Holland, any day of the week. So I might get shouted at a bit for putting fast tracks first, but yeah, I'm quite a fan of a New Holland as well, to be fair. I do like I do like these 6Rs actually, thinking about it. They're very British looking, I don't know, just because there's a load of them around here. But our local farm, or the most local farm to us, has recently upgraded a lot of their kit, so, and they've gone big on some of the stuff because it's a massive dairy farm now on a big scale, so they're using, they've got a big Valtra, a big Massey, they've got a Fast Track 8330 Icon, which is just enormous, and they're always buzzing up and down the roads here carrying silage and all sorts of stuff, so do like those vouchers though, again. But yeah, definitely, if I were to ever own a tractor, 100% would start with a JCB. Building farms is a game within a game. 100% agree with you on that. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I have as much fun building farms on maps as I do actually playing the game. Calmlands took me, I think it was 8 hours of game time, when that was with time on like real time or something like that, just to build the 2 farm areas, and I loved it. Something I'll be getting back onto next week. This week probably is Calmlands. I haven't touched that save for about a month now, and it's getting a bit mad. I need to get caught up on that. That'll be cool. Map is a private one currently. Friend created it. It's based in open area. Ah, right, cool. I love things like that. People are able to make other people maps and stuff. I think it's really cool. Yeah, the custom logos mod is brilliant. In fact, I very nearly slapped a sticker on the side of this baler before I started tonight, because I thought, ooh, if I had an open space with no stickers on it, I better not. But no doubt, come the next episode, yeah, there'll be more stickers. I love it. It's brilliant. Arrow does some amazing work with these mods. Absolutely amazing. Guy is an absolute genius. Steady, steady. Mind your way now. I am. I'll go back down this way then, shall I? Protested in London. Oh, I saw that on the news. Well, yeah, that they protested because Mr. Starmer was over there. So I'm going down the prom. Yeah, it's like Massey Ferguson 6R, 6R, Massey, 6R, Valtra, 6R, Massey, Massey. In fact, the farm, the big poultry farm, which is what, a mile down the road from us, has got 2 6Rs. Freon was lucky enough to take a spin in one, not by himself, whatever he says anything. Last year, during a barley harvest, that was quite cool. He absolutely loved that. Wasn't even remotely jealous. How do you become a modder? Chris, how do you become a modder? From the little knowledge I have about things like that, time, practice, lots and lots of practice. Yeah. Yeah, as Dex says there, yeah, absolutely. And also again, I don't make mods or anything like that, but I do a little bit of customization in some of the map files, mainly just with crop textures and ground textures and things like that, and the odd change to the environment or lighting. But I do enjoy it. Just like customizing it. I think that's what the main thing. Just makes it more enjoyable for me. I realise how dark it's got on here. Oh well. Give it a go, Chris. I mean, at the end of the day, mate, if you've got the time, what have you got to lose? You may even come up with something special, and it get used like by people. Or you make something that you only want to use yourself, but then that makes the game that little bit more personal to you. Or you give it a go, you find you can't do it. What have you lost out on? You've probably learned things in the process anyway that you may end up going on to use another time. That's the way I look at it. Hey Alfie, how you doing? Thanks for joining us, fella. Hope all's well with you. That's one thing about this version of the thingy, I need to get to update it. Redraw issues with the textures. Got bags of time, Chris. Well, give it a go, my friend. Give it a go. There is loads of people out there who are willing to help. Absolutely loads. All you have to do is ask. Yeah, as long you know, and like Oz says, if you're not sure how to set something up specifically or how something else is actually made or done, download it, open it up. That'll give you a very good idea of like file structures and things like that. Which is basically how I learned to put custom crop textures in. Open the map file up, watch the video, and went from there. Feel free to use my Discord group for asking questions, Chris, if you want. Absolutely no problem with that. I'll happily help you or point you in the right direction of someone who might be able to help you. Is Sloth a modder? I don't think he's a modder per se. I think he has people who help him with things like that, make mods specifically for him, I think. I could be wrong there. Okay, cool. Yeah. So when it comes to garage menu, then I'm only assuming here that's virtually taken from the setup from 22 in the way the garage was. Then is that right, Oz? Am I right in thinking that? Let's come up here, so I'm gonna go down here. Question is, I'm going to need to empty that harvester. Sneaking suspicion now that I'm going to have to. Oh, right, okay. That's interesting. I haven't got task list installed on this one, but I have got the garage one. It's really cool. It makes it so much easier. You've got, you know, I haven't got a massive amount of equipment on here. Just flicking down to that page and being able to go through it that way rather than going through the base game way and flicking all the way down to the menu, then across, and then if you go out you've got to go back. Which makes it so much easier. Anything like that saves a bit of time. Great idea. Tell you what I have tried to do, which I would manage to do in 22 and I've not been able to for 25, is multi-crop a map. Myself and Chimera from Farmer Sims Discord group have been trying and just, yeah, can't do it. Whatever reason it is, something there is not allowing us to get it to work, and I can't work out why. Is that an harvester? Up there. Very similar. A few unique quirks. Yeah, well, when I found that Dex when I went to stick some custom crop textures in one of my in Carmlands, the first map I was on. I basically just looked at the way the file paths were in the way the map had been set up, and went from there. But that was a convert from by the modder from a 22 map anyway, so probably would have been a bit simpler. But that's the way I learned. To add more crops to the map, do you mean? Yes, I do mean that, Dex. Yeah. I wanted to try and do what I did with a version of the Vintage Oaks, basically, for myself. The 22, I removed all of the non-British crops like cotton and sugarcane, that kind of thing. Added in more British style crops, buckwheat, things like that. I did a little bit of research into what crops we do and don't grow in the UK and where and how much of. I also added field grass as an extra mowable crop. And that was quite simple. I just can't get it working. Oh. Now that would be appreciated. Yeah, if you could, that would be fantastic. I've got all of the files, I think, and I've kind of got the structure the way I think it should work, but again, whether I'm missing a simple step somewhere and it's not working, I don't know. But yeah, I'll give you a shout on that. That'd be appreciated. So I'm at 10 o'clock. Okay, so right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to spin this round here, fill another bale, drop it, pick that trailer up, empty the harvester, and I'm going to run through these realistic temperatures one more time so the guys can see it who haven't seen it already. Right, okay. Let's drop that down. That's interesting to know, Dex. I wasn't quite sure it was... Is that different to 22 then? I'm not sure whether... Maybe the map I'd used in 22 was already kind of set up and I didn't have to do all of that, but I don't remember having to... I remember having to change the i3D and the other bits. I don't remember having to get rid of a file so it can resave. Interesting. Why has it stopped there? How am I supposed to get to that now without... Oh, take it back. Can I get round there? Look at that. He says I suffer from skill issues. Right, okay, mate, yeah. I'm not really sure, because I think with me removing the likes of cotton and sugarcane and quite a few of them really, it sort of, it allowed me to add more anyway. Right, well maybe that, yeah. It's obviously some sort of difference in setup for the files then. It's breaking the game if you're managing to remove it, I can't. How dark has it gone behind me? Spooky. Right, we'll get this last bit of crop up. I'll take you back to the custom temperatures, or the realistic temperatures. I'll probably knock out the head for tonight. But we'll be back on Friday. Myself and the apprentice this time, hopefully with a working apprentice camp on Riverview Farm. Can you imagine you write Japanese not read on the game? Yeah, imagine that. Just have a whole farm covered in the stuff. It'd be a nightmare. Quite good fun at times, but it'd be a nightmare. Right, let's go and get this tipped. Why is my dog wandering around the field? I don't know. Daft hound. It's the kind of thing our actual dog would do. He's now finally asleep behind me. Stop whinging about going out for a wander. It's too hot for him anyway. See if we can get through without crashing this time. This is what I mean by the stickers. If they're still hanging in the air there. It's the only little thing, but I'm sure Arrow's going to work on that and get that sorted. It's fine if you've not got anything that doesn't tip, but there we go. Let's turn this off. Let's jump out here. There we go. Now there is a British looking setup if ever I've seen one. Bailey trailer and a 6R. Right then, so let's jump into here, run back through this again. Stem injection. Yeah. Well, this is Maypole Farm, my friend. So this is what would be the starter farm, although let's jump up here. Slightly differently to what you'd normally see it. The starter farm is completely different to this. You've got different cow barns in different places. You don't get the sheep pasture down there that I've put in. The base game and the starter farm are really cool, to be fair. It's just me. Building farms is fun. But yeah, Maypole Farm, which is a fictional Irish map, if I'm correct, by Cavalier Roy, who's the same guy who built Riverview. So the lighting and the foliage textures and things like that are very similar on this one as they are to Riverview, which is good. The quality of these maps are fantastic, and Maypole and Riverview are both available on the Mod Hub, PC and console, as far as I'm aware. I know Riverview is. Hey Chad, how are you, my friend? You just caught us. We've got a few more minutes, mate, and we're knocking off. But thanks for joining us. I hope you're well. Hope all's good with you. Right, where was I? So let's go back into this again now. So just a quick recap on the things I wanted to show you. So this is the UK crop calendar that I was talking about. There'll be a link for this in my Discord group to download it from the original site. And then these are the realistic temperatures that I've now installed. Again, like I said earlier, these are the Welsh version installed on an Irish map. Partly because I wanted to test the Welsh version. The modder is going to produce a custom crop calendar to go with these textures, which will be really cool. And I'm just going to alt-tab out of this and give you an idea of what it does. So he's done loads. There's a few different ones for the different parts of America. There's Canada, there's the Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Ukraine, Italy, with a load more in the pipeline. Ireland, Czech Republic, Poland. There's loads of them. Again, like his itch page will be linked in my my Discord channel, which is changing quite rapidly at the minute because I'm working on it a lot. So you'll notice things coming and going and channels changing, that sort of stuff. So just a quick recap of this. So I'll just quickly read out the description off his itch page for you, just so you've got an idea of what that is, and then we're probably going to knock it off. So realistic temperatures, a series of scripts for FS25 that allow for more realistic and varied temperatures depending on the region you are playing. This mod also allows for rain, snow, hail to happen in more seasons, region dependent. keep in mind if you don't have a weather station as such in the screenshot, your forecasts will not be completely accurate. You can buy one of those in the construction menu, just a bog standard weather station, plonk it on the map somewhere, and it will help this function better. And it will, there are also a few mods for more variety of them. So depending on where your maps are or where you prefer to play, I predominantly play UK maps, so I can use different parts of the UK. I'm also working with the maps that I'm working on at the moment, trying to work out whether you can implement them actually into a map folder rather than changing the base game folders. And I'll go back with the model on that and see how that is. But that again is dependent on how the actual original map was set up as to whether you can change it, because you need to change some environment XMLs and that sort of stuff. So, and then how it's made. So still, we'll just click back on this. He's taking requests if you want to give him a message through his itch page. If there's an area that you think that you've got a map for, or you've got a map for and you want a more realistic weather, give him a shout. You do need the realistic weather mod installed by Arrow. So before you look at getting these, jump onto Arrow's GitHub page. Again, I'll put a link for the latest version of that in my Discord, so they sort of tie into each other. Still searching, is there a way to change the months for seasons for South America? So he's still looking at that one, just in case anybody asks. And then how it's made. And then for the first beta version of each region, I choose 3 cities that are spread apart in the country or region and record the last 3 years of highs and lows, and then take the averages and use them to reconfigure the temperatures settings in the environment XML, which is why you have to change the environment XML. For the second beta version of each region, I take those 3 cities and record the amount of days of each type of precipitation, and then I get the amount of days without precipitation from that. I then use a weight formula which is put together and the averages I've got from the recording the information to calculate the weight for the sun, cloud, rain, snow and hail. For the first stable version of each region, I use Google to find the seasons for each crop for the region I am working on. Once all the information is recorded, I edit each of the crop XMLs to reflect this. And that's how it works. It's quite an extensive bit of research. Thanks very much, Montana. Thanks for stopping by, and hopefully see you Friday. Roughly be about 7 o'clock, I would have thought, me and the apprentice. But yeah, thanks for jumping in. Hope all's well. I'll catch you soon. So that's how that works. Again, it's just a case of trying things out. And again, I'll go back to saying, like I always say, if you ever do any of these little changes with environment XMLs or with the graphic settings, go back to my earlier videos about changing lighting settings and stuff. Always make copies of the originals, because you never know, you might just click the wrong button like I've done in the past, and then you have to go and ask someone to send you some originals, which is an absolute pain. So just what I do is stick a folder in somewhere with the rest of them, put originals in it in capitals, do not remove, stick a copy of the originals in there, can't go wrong. That's how I work it. That's it. I think we're going to call it a night for tonight anyway. And yeah, thank you very much for joining us, guys. It's massively appreciate all of the feedback that we've had over the last few months. It's only 200 subs, I say only, but that is a huge achievement so far for me and for the apprentice. We absolutely love hearing all the feedback and putting the content together and, you know, doing the live streams and that kind of thing. We're constantly talking about it back and forth, to the point where I think Mrs. Walsh is slightly sick of hearing us talk about it, if I'm honest. But it's great for us to have a mutual interest and something that we're quite passionate about, you know. So long may it continue. We're going to keep plugging away. If you guys enjoy it, yeah, feel free to hit the like button, you know, subscribe if you haven't done so already, share it wherever you think it might be of interest to people. That's also massively appreciated. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to stop by, and hopefully I'll see you on Friday night. So as always, Will I'm a Troll.